PathMonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. PathMonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add PathMonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Rich Taylor from Seek AI. How you doing today, Rich?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Just curious, right? About what Seek has. See, you have the sponsorship on the hat, so definitely curious to know a little bit more, and our listeners curious as well to learn what Seek AI is all about. So, in your own words, can you tell us a little bit more about that, Rich?
Yeah. So Seek is we build generative AI for data. So essentially, it's a natural language interface that connects to your data warehouse or database, and then you can ask questions like you'd ask your data analyst, and it gives the data back to you with charts and graphs if you want. And it's a way to democratize data, as we've been promised that would happen for a long time by many tools.
Definitely. Well, that's awesome to hear. And so that way our listeners could get a good understanding of your company. Um, what problems then would you say you solve for your clients?
Yeah, I think a lot of there's two major things. One is we give more ROI for the data that you have at the company. So right now there's usually a bottleneck with, you might have some nice dashboards and maybe some interactive dashboards, some self-service BI tools. What Seek does is allows any of those ad hoc questions to be asked anytime to the data. So it does two things. It speeds up the time of answers to any business user or any non-technical person to have access to that. The second thing is it frees up time of the data team to stop answering and writing the same SQL over and over. Even if they have like great tools like Hex or other things out there, you still got to rewrite the query and do it all. So it makes their job, one, writing the SQL like 50% faster, but it also makes just them able to do lots of other things instead of answering random questions from customers.
And that's super important, right? I mean, time, but also, getting a strategy in place with information faster. That's always helps out anybody in the company. So great to hear that from you guys. So, is there a particular vertical segment that you guys like to go for?
No, anybody that has lots of data. So often, financial institutions, marketing teams, like retail, a lot of retail, or like direct to consumer companies, or those that serve it. I'll give one example. We've got a customer who had some great dashboards. They have tons of data for marketing teams. Some of the biggest advertisers in the country, in the world, use them. And they had a bunch of this data. It was in like some dashboards and different things, and their customers were really happy with it, but they were getting more ad hoc, just off of those questions that were coming in more than that. And so they just released Seek to their first customer, basically embedded into their product, and all of a sudden customers way happier. They can ask those questions, frees up time. It's a pretty small shop doing, serving some really big customers, and now they're able to like free up time to do more important things. And so these are marketers at some of the biggest companies that we've all heard of, that now have this new way to ask questions that is through AI and through generative AI, instead of doing it one-to-one to a person. And so better customer satisfaction for their customers. They get to make more money, so they sold this as a upsell product. And so it was a really cool way for us to see that product in their use case worked really well, freed them up, made their customers happy, and gave them extra revenue. So it was a cool use case that we just talked, or kind of launched, or talk to people about this week. So
Oh, that's awesome. And I mean, hearing those type of stories, I think that's kind of like the boost that the company likes right here. And it's like, oh man, somebody else is using it, kind of like white labeling it. So it's awesome to have that within the company. Awesome. Well, so talking about some clients then, you being the VP of marketing there for Seek AI, what would you say is a top client acquisition channel for you guys then?
yeah, so right now, so I look at kind of our meeting sources and then our, deal created sources. So as marketing, I want to make sure that one, our main goal is like we're B2B, we are kind of hand to hand. So we do a meeting as our first call, not sign up. And then we want to make sure those turn into opportunities. So right now, through marketing programs, whether it's advertising, some events, those type of things, that's about 50% of where our meetings come from. Outbound through our sales development reps, about 20%. We got another 10, 15% from sales. And then referrals is pretty big for us. And those are like people hear about us, want to talk to our CEO and tell them about, hey, this company has this problem. You should talk to them. That's about 20% of our revenue right now. We haven't launched a partnership program, but I think that will come a long way. And already we've got really big partners that we're working with, and that should be some exciting stuff for us.
Oh, okay, awesome. Great to hear that. And I am here on your website, seek.ai, straight to the point. Welcome to Generative AI for Data. Tells you exactly what you guys are there, kind of like on the video that you guys have. What role does a website play for your client acquisition, Rich?
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, that's between 40, it's about 40%. We don't do a lot of marketing programs off our website, but getting people to our website, whether it's through LinkedIn ads or some SEO, that's a major part of our meeting acquisition right now.
All right. And well, this year, I mean, there was a big trend in AI space. And you being an AI company, is there any tools or methods that you guys implemented besides your own within the company?
Yeah, so I think we try to do a lot of our writing up front. I'll give a simple example. We wanted to send a holiday message just to people in our pipeline from our CEO. And so we used generative AI to come up with the message, what it could be. We customized that for a few different customers. Then we used Dolly to just come up with an image that could be fun, kind of using our logo and some holiday different things. And all of a sudden, within a Slack thread, we had something that our CEO could go send out to a bunch of people. And so I think that's something we use all the time. We also have, this is kind of a fun one, but we have internal chat bots that we've kind of customized to our CEO and then to our head of machine learning. And you can ask them questions and they'll respond similar to how the CEO or our head of machine learning, how they both speak. And I'll just say, Sarah, who's our CEO, her responses are much different than Roz, who's our head of machine learning. And it's just amazing. Like those are some of the more fun conversations to just have with AI and hearing what they might say. And they're pretty closely accurate. So those are just fun internal hacks that how we use AI internally.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. All right. Well, let's switch gears a little bit, Rich, and talk about you as a leader, you being the VP of marketing there for CKI. What are some key tasks that you focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, I think one of the major ones is just compelling content. Because there's so much content out there, we're trying to do novel research. We've got research partners at some major universities, one in Europe, one in the US, and we're trying to make sure that we have novel research and do different things like that. So make sure that content is new and interesting and different. And then we also just have product launches, those type of things that come up. So there's kind of the content, the product marketing aspects. I'm the only marketer right now. And so there's product marketing that are major aspects, demand generation, how do we get more leads that can turn into meetings? And then, just a few management tasks. The sales development rep reports up to me. And so Those are kind of three major buckets: is how do we get more efficient, how do we get more leads that can turn into meetings, and then in pipeline, and then product marketing. How do we position ourselves? Are we doing it right? How do we talk about ourselves and get more awareness and the right type of awareness out there? So those are probably three buckets I think about.
Okay, awesome. Great to hear that. Well, let's jump into our following section. It's our rapid fire question round. So are you ready for them, Rich?
Let's go.
Awesome. First off, what is the last book that you read?
Yeah, The Coming Wave, Mustafa Suleyman. He's one of our investors, but he writes about AI and biotech, and that's a major wave coming that we should all understand how that'll change all of our lives.
Okay, great read there. Now, what is one single thing that your company is focused on at the moment the most?
Revenue, and that's what we're probably focused on. I think before that, it's how do we help our customers be successful? That's what leads to revenue. So while maybe I was being glib with the first answer, it's really if our customers are successful, we're going to get revenue. And so it's onboarding, making sure they're having a good experience.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. Now, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
Uh, I think the cheeky answer would be I'm having like driving my kids around. That's what I do a lot right now. I've got three kids. They've got activities all over. But at the same time, that's one of the best moments I have with my kids. Just listen to the radio, a lot of Taylor Swift with the age of my kids, lots of Christmas or holiday music right now, and lots of other things. But so I think I'd love to automate that, but also it's one of my favorite moments with my kids. So that's a tough one. Of maybe if it could self-drive and I could just sit and have a better conversation with them, that would be better.
Oh, that's great. All right, awesome. Now, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Oh, great question. Now you're getting specific. Uh, I think it's optimizing the website. It's always something that could do better, and optimizing some other stuff. I talked with a friend yesterday, and he's optimizing a lot of tasks for sales development reps, and I think that's something that's really interesting. My brother's almost started a company doing that. So I think it's some of those tasks where the research, getting ideas, putting that in front of people is really interesting.
Interesting. That's great to hear. And I love asking this question, right? What is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Yeah, I think I worked for amazing people, and that that really helped me in my early journey. So sometimes it's um not trying to take on more and more, but just learning from really great people no matter where you go. And I think that's the piece that was really interesting to me, and where it was something that was really helpful for me. So anybody that's restarting their journey, go work for really good people that you admire. Someone I know is Kyle Coleman. He's on LinkedIn quite a bit. He's a CMO, just left CMO as a company, Clary, going to join another company. Like, that's somebody I would go follow. There's lots of great people like that, and just go work for a really good leader that you can learn a lot from.
That's great advice, right? I think saw an interview the other day of somebody asking the same thing, right? Like, I want to learn from somebody, right? If it's an internship, but learn from the best, you do get a lot in return rather than a fluid cash type of thing. The experience, the knowledge that you get from somebody like that goes a long way, right? Towards you and to your career. So some great advice there. Well, Rich, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about Seek AI?
Yeah, that you don't have to learn SQL. Data, you can ask questions to data now, and it'll generate SQL for you, give you the answers. It learns from context. So I think for me, it's you don't have to learn SQL. We'll do it for you. Lots of things will do it for you now.
Definitely great. Thank you so much, Rich. You could always check them out at seek.ai. Break through the information barrier, slowing down your business, right? For our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Awesome. Thank you.